A 45-year-old female housemaker,
Homemaker.
Sorry, sir, homemaker,
Okay.
presented with complaints of reddish spots on limbs for 3 months, excessive bleeding for 3 months.
Bleeding PV, I mean. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what do you think about this case?
Sir, patient complains of bleeding spots for 3 months.
No. Patients are reddish spots.
Sorry, sir, reddish spots for 3 months. This may be hemorrhagic bleeding spots.
Right.
Purpura.
Good.
It may be hemorrhagic spots can be purpura, petechiae, ecchymosis,
And hematomas,
depending
upon the size.
Yes, sir.
But that is only when you have confirmed this bleeding. Can it be anything else?
So it can be rash, mosquito bite rash.
How will you differentiate between the two?
So mosquito bite rash, when pressure is applied, it will get blanched or disappear.
Very super, very good. So that's the first step. You have established that this is a case of bleeding spot. And where do you get this petechiae? Commonly petechiae occur in the lower limbs. Gravity decides the petechiae. So,
yes, sir.
What is the definition of this purpura?
Purpura is defined as a spontaneous hemorrhage into skin or mucous membrane it may be due to abnormalities in the blood vessel or platelet count. They do not disappear or blanch on applying pressure, and they are painless.
Okay, so the two things you have committed now. One is the bleeding can be because of platelet problem, or it can be vessel problem. I want two more problems which can produce this type of lesions.
Sir, capillary fragility.
That is what is said, vessel defect. Can you name some coagulation diseases where can be purpuric lesions? DIC is a classical example.
DIC.
And amyloid can produce same problem, coagulation problem. Yes. And there are a couple of drugs also which can produce purpura.
Drugs causing purpura.
Okay, but you started with platelet problem. So tell me about the platelet problems producing purpura.
Platelet thrombocytopenia.
And decrease in count.
It can be quantitative defect or qualitative defect.
When there's qualitative defect, you don't call it as thrombocytopenia. You call it as thrombasthenia.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thrombasthenia. Okay, right. Then?
Thrombocytopenia can be primary thrombocytopenia and secondary thrombocytopenia.
Primary means what?
Primary or idiopathic thrombocytopenia, purpura.
So it can be immune mediated or idiopathic, or it can be secondary.
Yes, sir.
Agreed. Any other cause for thrombocytopenia other than these secondary causes? Tell me.
Secondary causes include drugs.
Drugs, okay.
Then bone marrow depression.
Okay.
Infections.
Name some infections producing this problem. Very common, rainy season.
Dengue.
Dengue fever. Any other infection you can think about which can also produce jaundice?
Leptospirosis.
Leptospirosis can produce ecchymotic patches. Very good. Any other jaundice producing?
Hepatitis.
Hepatitis C is well known to produce through different mechanisms. There can be associated cryoglobulinemia producing palpable purpura. There can be antibodies in hepatitis C producing antibody-mediated thrombocytopenia. There can be also hepatitis C producing cirrhosis liver, producing portal hypertension, splenomegaly, and sequestration.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about retrovirus producing thrombocytopenia.
Sir, HIV can produce thrombocytopenia.
At what stage? What stage it produces?
Sir, I don't know, sir.
During this stage of seroconversion. Can you tell me few clinical manifestations during seroconversion? Fever, just like measles, morbilliform rash, red eyes, flu-like symptoms, cervical lymphadenopathy, just like infectious mononucleosis-like picture. Some of them come with thrombocytopenia. Some of them may come with facial palsy. Few others may come with viral meningitis-like picture, headache, vomiting, neck stiffness. Still few others may come with Guillain-Barré-like picture. So purpura can be a manifestation of retrovirus infection. Tell me one infection affecting the stomach which can present as a case of thrombocytopenia.
H. pylori.
H. pylori. So you are given a list of infections. That's very good. Never forget liver disease. Never forget kidney disease producing dysfunction of the plate. So platelet related problems, one. Second, you said capillary defect. Can we give some examples of that?
Hello?
Capillary defects, vessel problems producing purpura.
Vasculitis.
Vasculitis, well, good.
Then capillary fragility, like example in scurvy.
Scurvy, right. Excellent. Very good. Scurvy. What is the peculiarity of scurvy producing purpura? Commonly, it is perifollicular.
Perifollicular.
Good. This. Then any other capillary, old people.
Old age people.
Senile purpura, usually in the upper limbs, where the collagen tissue is weak.
Yes,
and have you seen patients with COPD and asthma with purpura? What are they having? Steroids making vascular fragility and giving purpura. Cholesterol embolism can give you purpura in the lower limbs. That's also one important cause. Coagulation disease already mentioned. But you said about drugs. Name some drugs producing thrombocytopenia.
Drugs producing thrombocytopenia include sulfonamides, penicillin, cyclophosphamide, thiazides, quinine, carbamazepine, aspirin, and heparin-induced thrombocytopenia.
Heparin-induced thrombocytopenia. Very good. So you said quinine. When do you use quinine?
Sir, quinine is given for muscle cramp.
Muscle cramp. So that is very common use of quinine. Muscle cramps, especially something called tonic water. If you contain quinine, people consume it to prevent muscle cramps. Tonic water is also used in gin, alcoholic patients. So that can be one source of problem. Okay. So we will go to the next step of this patient. Patient has come with a bleeding PV also. Can this be a coagulation disease? You said it's a bleeding disease. Can it be coagulation disease?
Coagulation disease usually. Purpura.
Is this patient having coagulation disease or bleeding disease?
I think patient is having bleeding disorder.
So what are the basic differences between the two?
So bleeding disorders, they are sudden in onset and acquired.
So bleeding diseases are commonly characterized by peculiar site of bleeding in the skin and mucous membranes, like this patient.
Yes,
so they can also bleed into the intestines or in the brain, but common site is skin and mucous membrane. Coagulation defects, commonly they bleed into muscles, tissue planes, joints, periosteum, like that. So site of bleeding is different in the two.
Yes,
when you hit a person, if it's a bleeding disease, immediately start bleeding.
Yes,
if
sir.
it's coagulation disease, immediately there is no bleeding. Delayed, after a couple of minutes or hours, you start bleeding. So
yes,
these two are very important points.
Yes,
coagulation problems can be congenital, like hemophilia, where they manifest early in life. As a toddler start crawling, they get bleeding. So a couple of points to differentiate. There can be overlap and exceptions. So what history you would like to take in this patient to come to a diagnosis. You said so many causes of purpura. Now it's our job to wind up saying what is what. What all things you want to say? You said age. He's not that old. That's over.
Yes, sir.
You said history of drugs. The patient is not on any drugs. So that is over. History of drugs. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then you said about liver disease. He's not having liver disease.
Yes, sir.
Kidney disease, no. No fever. No infection. No rash.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
no chance for retrovirus. No chance for hepatitis C. H. pylori we do not know. Yes. Then you said about vasculitis. What questions you would like to ask?
History of any arthralgia, abdominal,
Arthralgia, myalgia, abdominal.
abdominal pain, GI bleeding, past history of infections,
Fever.
fever.
Yeah. Monoids multiply, the neurological symptoms,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, and then
Oral ulcers.
yes, sir.
Oral ulcer can come as a purpura. Yes. Oral
Other
ulcers.
bleeding at other sites,
Hair loss, epistaxis. Okay. So that needs to be screened. Scurvy, commonly people who eat normal food, citrus fruits, do not get it. But okay, old people, you must think about that possibility also. Amyloid can produce bleeding. The very site of amyloid bleed, purpura of amyloid is
orbit,
periorbital.
periorbital.
So that can be one part of the history. So history goes like that. And what's your professional diagnosis now? We didn't get any clue here.
Yes, sir.
No secondary cause found. So what happens?
Maybe idiopathic thrombocytopenic purpura.
Idiopathic is otherwise called immune. Is immune mediated. Okay, it can be immune mediated ITP. So is it a new ITP or how do you classify ITP?
ITP can be classified into a new case of ITP if the onset is less than 3 months. Persistent ITP if the onset is between 3 months but less than 1 year. Chronic ITP if it is more than 1 year.
And severe ITP is called?
When the platelet count is less than 20,000.
Super. Very good. Very good answer. I never expected to be so prompt and never expected from a undergraduate student. Very good performance. Very good. So you have got secondary causes ruled out. You got primary. It's called immune thrombocytopenic purpura. Do you know any etiopathogenesis of this purpura, ITP?
Etiopathogenesis. It's an antibody mediated.
It's antibody mediated. Antibody mediated. Yes. So in this particular patient, with a diagnosis of ITP, what would you like to examine now?
It's hemogram.
No, clinical diagnosis, clinical examination.
Oh, clinical examination. Skin bleeding.
That we already seen. Would like to examine systems.
Systemic examination, abdominal examination.
Do you like to examine the mouth before you go to abdomen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, mouth.
GIT start with abdomen or mouth? Mouth. Then
Oral cavity.
What do you expect there? Do you expect anything at all?
Mouth. There can be wet purpura.
Wet purpura. Yes, very good. Blood filled cyst can be seen. Okay. Going to the abdomen, what do you expect to find?
Abdomen. If it is ITP, there will not be any splenomegaly or hepatomegaly.
And you are also looking for signs of liver disease for this particular one. So what does this antibody do?
Antibodies are produced against glycoprotein 2B3 receptors on platelets.
So what happens? It gets destroyed.
Yes.
It gets destroyed. The antibody also suppresses the megakaryocytes. The production of platelets in the bone marrow, thrombopoiesis is disturbed. Okay. So we are talking only about the immune thrombocytopenia, where the only manifestation, symptoms and signs will be bleeding. And secondary cause of purpura, you say it is secondary to something, and you will find findings or history of other systems.
Yes,
so what are those systems you want to particularly examine? Infections, you said, one. Connective tissue diseases, you said, and lymphoma, you said. So those things you have to properly go through. Okay.
Yes,
so purpura, you said it's ITP. So definition, you said, how to classify purpura?
So palpable and non-palpable purpura.
That's a good way of thinking. Palpable, non-palpable. Any other? You also said purpura can be a periorbital, and we said that scurvy can have perifollicular.
Yes,
and purpura can be in the lower limb alone. Which condition?
Sir?
HSP. So on examination, no organomegaly. And no, how do you elicit bone tenderness?
Pressing against by pressing against shin of tibia.
Who presses whom?
Examiner presses the shin of tibia.
Shin of tibia you press now itself and see it is tender. For all of us it's tender. The periosteum is very tender. If you press well, it is tender. But what you do is to percuss the sternum, direct percussion with your finger.
Yes, sir.
Okay, direct percussion of the sternum. That's called percussion tenderness. Why do you want to do that?
Yes. I don't.
You want to roll out leukemias, malignancies, which can also present as thrombocytopenic purpura. Fungi are normal. Okay. So, what are the hematological problems without splenomegaly? You said you don't expect splenomegaly. Other hematological diseases where you don't expect splenomegaly.
Sickle cell anemia.
Okay. But
I
I have a patient with sickling in the peripheral blood, but spleen is palpable. What is happening?
Sequestration of RBCs inside the spleen.
What's the question? What's the question? I have a patient in whom there's anemia and sickling in the peripheral smear. Spleen is palpable. What's the diagnosis? Sickle thalassemia combination, where there's sickling also and the spleen is palpable.
Okay,
any other condition where you have ITP is number 2. Number 3.
Aplastic anemia.
Aplastic anemia. So we have a couple of conditions where spleen is absent. So what are the conditions where spleen with purpura? Portal hypertension. Portal hypertension. Hypersplenicism.
Acute leukemia.
Okay. Acute leukemias you can have. And conditions like dengue, there can be splenomegaly. Okay, leptospira, there can be splenomegaly. On examination, what do you look for? You already said you look at spleen. You look at the fundus. Any other history you want to examine? You get in this patient? No. What investigations you plan?
Investigation first, hemogram.
Good.
Hemogram, hemoglobin level, then a platelet count. After that, then here WBC, a total count. Then ESR can be looked. Then LFT for liver disease. Then H. pylori if present. Then
how do you look for H. pylori? How do you look for H. pylori? What investigation you want for H. pylori?
Urease test.
Urease test. Urease test. How do you do urease test?
Urease test.
Is it with endoscopy specimen or urea breath test?
Urea breath test.
Yes, also you can do endoscopy and take a biopsy specimen and look for it. Antibodies can be seen. Okay. Yes. Any other investigation you want? Do you want to do bone marrow in this patient?
Yes, sir. Bone marrow can be looked.
Why? Bone marrow is an invasive procedure, painful. So why do you want to do it? What is the indication to do bone marrow in a case of suspected ITP?
If you are acute leukemia or
okay, acute leukemia will do. Any other indication? In a case
myelodysplastic syndrome for more age more than 65 years.
So very good. So more than 40 years commonly we do. Bone marrow is done. And once you see not only platelets, one more lineage is defective like a leukopenia or anemia, then again second indication to do the bone marrow. Third is if you treat as a ITP and patient is not showing response, again we do bone marrow.
Yes, sir.
So that is the indication to do bone marrow. Obviously, you already said hepatitis C, HBsAg, retrovirus will be looked at. And if you are suspecting lymphoma, obviously you will be going for a lymph node biopsy or CT to rule out any problem. And if you are serious about H. pylori, you will be doing endoscopy and proceed with the treatment. This particular patient, this is the result. Please read it and then interpret.
Platelet count is platelet count is 15,000 per millimeter cube.
So bone marrow is the category of severe ATP.
Yes, sir. Then bone marrow is normal. HIV screen is negative. ANA positive.
What do you expect to find the bone marrow?
Bone marrow.
Bone marrow will be normocellular, never hypocellular, and you will find megakaryocyte number is very, very high.
Very high.
How do you recognize a megakaryocyte?
These are large cells.
Largest cells.
Largest cells.
And it has got peculiar star-shaped appearance. And in case of ITP, the star-shaped shape is altered. It becomes a non-functioning type of megakaryocyte. It will be circular or oval without projections as a normal person. Retrovirus screening was negative, and this patient happened to be ANA positive.
Yes, sir.
How do we proceed further?
Patient has shown ANA positive, maybe case of SLE.
So what next investigation you plan?
Next we will do other antibody test for SLE like anti-DS and dsDNA antibody. And
so before this patient was referred to us, they already sent one in a profile, and result comes like this.
profile.
Anti-DNA is negative, anti-Smith is negative, other things are all negative. Anti-centromere is negative. This is all what is positive in that. Rheumatoid factor is not part of ANA profile, separate. That's also positive. What's the interpretation in this case? So positive SSA Rho52 indicate that it's a possible case of Sjogren syndrome, where you also expect false positive rheumatoid factor in high titer. The SSA and Rho52 were all 3 positive, 3 plus in this patient. That means high titer. So tell me what symptoms you ask this patient now.
We ask for symptoms of dry mouth, then dry eyes.
The whole body will be dry, and females commonly present to gynecologist with dyspareunia as a complaint because there is no lubrication. So we have to review the history and get more findings. Now we are finishing the topic of Sjogren. We are going back to your original diagnosis, ITP. The problem with this case was patient came as purpura. We thought it can be ITP, and then everything turns out to be away from ITP, secondary type of thrombocytopenia. So before you stamp as ITP, you may remember that's a diagnosis by exclusion. So you exclude other possibilities, then come to the conclusion. In that process of exclusion, you got asymptomatic patient of Sjogren syndrome manifesting as purpura. So that is the turn in this patient. So going back to treatment of ITP, how do you proceed?
ITP, if the count is less than 30,000, we do not do any intervention is done.
But you have to treat the patient. You are not going to do appendicectomy. Okay, agreed. We will not do hysterectomy. We will not do tonsillectomy. What will you do?
That is, if first, yes, sir. Pardon, sir.
You tell.
Sir, prednisolone is given.
At what dose?
1 milligram per kilogram daily.
That's good. Or alternative, you can give dexamethasone. Remember the rule: 40 milligram, 4 days. Like that, 4 cycles. Rule of 4. 4 cycles, 4 days each. 40 milligram dexamethasone can be given instead of steroids. And when you give steroids, when do you expect the response? It will take time, 3 days to 7 days. You don't expect immediate response. So if the patient is trying to bleed by any means, you have to, at that time, you have to give platelet transfusion. Otherwise, you don't give platelet transfusion, just wait. If the patient has got tendency to bleed, another option is to give expensive drug, namely IV, IG. Very expensive drug, 1 gram per kilogram body weight for 2 days. Or you can give anti-D 75 milligram per kilogram for 1 dose. The importance is the platelets may act immediately if you give platelet transfusion. Steroids act within 1 week, and IVIG may start acting within 24 hours to 36 hours. But if you know this in a time of onset of action, but duration of action also you must remember. Duration of action of steroids is lasting longer. IV immunoglobulin response will be maximum for 3 weeks only. And what's the half-life of platelets?
7 days.
7 days. So even if you give the bleeding stops, you know the effect is gone there. So you'll have to go back to your steroids. So immediately start steroid and then decide whether to give IVIG or for
platelet transfusion.
So IVIG is for immediate use, immediate effect, and short action. Not for long action. And 2/3 of these patients will respond. 1/3 will not respond. What will you do with those 1/3?
Splenectomy.
You go for newer drugs like rituximab. You can give weekly doses into 4 weeks. Or you can again try anti-D 75 milligram per kilogram body weight intravenously. And you may find some response in these patients. Again, you have option of intravenous immunoglobulin, 1 gram per kilogram body weight. So 60 kilogram man will be requiring 60 grams. 60 grams. Like that he will have to give for couple of days. Okay. Or another option is to give stimulation to thrombopoietin receptor agonist. That will stimulate the megakaryocyte. Thrombopoietin receptor agonist. So that is another option. Still the patient is not responding. At that point, you have 2 options to go for splenectomy or go for other drugs. Coming to the splenectomy, what precaution you take? Spleen is important organ for human beings. You cannot just take it off. They may get fatal infection with the capsulated organisms. So vaccinate them 2 weeks before splenectomy with pneumococcal vaccine, meningococcal vaccine, and H influenza vaccine. So treatment is immediate, definitive treatment, a resistant case surgery, recurrence again, you have to see for what can be done. After surgery, some of these patients will come back with problems. What is the reason? Again, they get thrombocytopenia. What's the reason? Or there can be more than one spleen. That's called as accessory spleen. Okay. So, JR.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about Sjogren syndrome. Something, few lines.
Sjogren syndrome, otherwise also known as systemic sclerosis, the patient will present with keratoconjunctivitis sicca, dry eyes, dry mouth.
Fine. Tell me about the classification of purpuras.
Purpuras are classified as palpable and non-palpable.
Related to vessels, related to drugs, related to platelets. Okay. So, tell me about thrombopoietin receptor agonist.
Thrombopoietin receptor agonist drugs such as romiplastin, L-thrombobag.
L-thrombobag is used. Tell me something about SYNC inhibitors, SYK inhibitors, SYK inhibitors. Fostamatinib. How does it act? Any idea? Now, our friend was telling about drugs producing thrombocytopenia, and she was repeatedly telling about heparin producing thrombocytopenia. Can you tell something about HIT or heparin-induced thrombocytopenia?
So, heparin-induced thrombocytopenia, the platelet count, it is heparin-induced thrombocytopenia. No, it is not mainly associated with bleeding, but we have an increased risk of thrombosis rather.
Thrombosis of arteries or veins?
So, thrombosis of arteries.
Both arteries and veins.
Okay. Yes, sir.
What are the symptoms and signs?
They'll have features of thrombosis. Then
they develop skin necrosis.
Yes, sir.
They develop DVT.
Yes, sir.
So, the question is, you are having a patient with DVT, you are giving heparin. How will you recognize there's a HIT? So, you repeat your Doppler study and
yes,
see whether the thrombosis is extending. If so, you have to suspect.
Yes,
you have to suspect is a problem. So, what is the basic pathogenesis of heparin-induced thrombocytopenia? What's the mechanism?
Antibodies.
Antibody. How does the antibody come? Where is the antibody? The heparin combines with the platelet factor 4.
Yes, sir.
And antibodies are produced against this combination.
Yes, sir.
And they are adhering to the platelet membrane, producing thrombocytopenia.
Yes.
So, to make a diagnosis, you must demonstrate that the platelet count has gone down.
Yes, sir.
There's history of heparin administration, possibly previous history of heparin-induced problems, reduction of platelet count. Okay, and there's something called a 4T score. Tell about 4T score.
So it is T for thrombocytopenia. T for the
all of 150% from the basic value.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Then the timing of the platelet count drop.
5 to 10 days after the starting of heparin.
Heparin,
That's
sir.
the point number 2. Point number 3.
Thrombosis in
As evidenced by skin necrosis.
Yes, Yes.
or acute systemic reactions.
Yes, sir.
Then number 4, thrombocytopenia.
Cytopenia, we don't have other causes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what message do you give to the patient? You
Uh,
cannot have heparin. So what will you give option?
Sir, low molecular weight happen.
Give them direct thrombin inhibitors.
Inhibitors. Yes.
Name 1 or 2 direct acting thrombin inhibitors.
Dabigatran.
That's okay. So you give them newer drugs and you treat them for up to 30 days or till the blood count comes up to 100,000 platelets. Then you go for warfarin. No heparin, you go for warfarin. So this 40 score, how does it help you?
We can rule out other causes like.
No.
No.
There is a scoring system.
Yes, sir.
Each one has got 1 point score, no?
Yes, sir.
2 points, 2.4. So if the score is less than 4, that rules out the diagnosis of heat.
Hepatitis. Yes, sir.
If it is moderate like 4 to 5 or high like 6 to 8, it has no significance.
Okay,
It's
sir.
basically to rule out the possibility. So why are you giving so much importance to heat? If you miss, what will happen?
Thrombosis, embolism. Yes.
Embolism, death.
Yes.
Suppose
Yes,
you overdiagnose, what will happen?
again, bleeding disorder.
So, last question.
Yes, sir.
What are the complications you expect in the case of ITP?
So,
Complications of ITP. Sometimes
sir,
they come with bleeding into the brain.
bleeding. Yes, sir. Intracranial hemorrhage.
They
Yes,
die.
Yes, sir.
They're bleeding into the gastrointestinal system. It can be a problem. Okay.